Okay, now your next assignment is just kind of some work on Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. So always, when you look at an expression, always know what your operators are between the values. So -7 and 2, there's just a parenthesis, so that means that's multiplication's the operation. 2 and 12 have a minus, but remember, I don't like minuses, okay? Am I minusing a positive 12 or a negative 12? If it's positive, you go plus negative. Now, here's the thing. Now, the other day, I said always do multiplication first, but no, if there's a parentheses, you have to do the operation in the parentheses first, which is the adding of 2 plus -12. So that's adding, so let's use a number line. So I'm at 2, and I'm going to go left 12 because it's negative. So here's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm at -10, so I'm going to put a little -10 above that. So I have -7, and then the operators times, and then -10. Okay, now the operation's multiplication, and with multiplication, we don't use a number line. We know that a negative times a negative is a positive, and then 7 times 10 is 70. Okay, number 2, the same idea between 4 and -10, and that's if you have a question whether that is a minus or a negative, you need to come ask me, okay? Because when I write them myself or the book, you might not know. So if you don't know if that's supposed to be a negative or an operator of minus, come and ask me and I'll tell you. So between here and here, 4 and -10, there's no operator, so that's times. Between -10 and 7, we have a plus, and that's good. I like pluses. But we have to do the parentheses first, okay? And you're like, well, don't you multiply first? You would if there's not a parentheses, okay? But we have to do that first, and that's adding's the operator. So I start at -10, and then I'm adding a positive, so I go to the right. So think of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm at -3. Okay, so I have 4. A times operator, and then -3. Now put the number line away. What's a positive times a negative? It's negative. What's 4 times 3? 12. Okay, next problem. -5 and 3, no operator, so times 3 and 7, that's a minus operator. But again, we hate minuses, okay? If I'm subtracting a positive, it's plus negative, okay? So let's do this parentheses first. You got to figure out the parentheses first now, okay? 3 plus -7, okay? So I'm adding -7, so I go to left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Takes me to -4. So I have my -5 times, and then -4. Now, what's a negative times a negative? Positive. 5 times 4 is 20. Positive 20. Okay, -6 and 4, that would have the times operator. 4 and 7, that's a minus. Again, we don't like minuses. I'm subtracting again a positive, so plus negative. So let's figure out what 4 plus -7 is. 4 plus -7. So I start at 4, and if I'm adding -7, I move 7 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Takes me to -3. So I have -6, my operator, and then -3. Negative times a negative is a positive, and 6 times 3 is 18. All right, now on the back side, it's a little different. Just look on top. When you have a fraction, you want to simplify the top first and the bottom second, okay? So let's look on top. Just look on top. The operator between the -2 and 6 is minus. Don't like minuses, so I'm minusing a positive number, so I make it plus negative. Now, make your own line and do just that math on top. -2 plus -6. So you're going to start at -2, and then you're going to move 6 units to the left because it's negative. So negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that takes me to negative 8. And then we still have the negative 2 underneath. Well, now, what's the operator? What's the operator when we have a line between the two numbers? It means to divide. So division, we don't use a number line. It's the same rules as multiplication. We know a negative divided by negative is a positive, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, and the same idea here. These are cookie cutters, okay? But just forget about the 5 for a second. And we need to simplify these top two. Between the two, negative 7 and 3, we have the minus. I don't like operators of minus, so plus, and then negative. So we're going to start at negative 7. We're going to go 3 to the left. Where does that take you? 1, 2, 3. Negative 10. And then that means the operator's division. So 10 divided by negative divided by positive is a negative first off, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, right here. Negative 4 and 18. I'm going to put the 2 under the line because that's the only thing that's under there. But on top, the operation of the two numbers on top, negative 4 and 18 is a plus sign. That's good. I like plus signs. Okay, I don't need to change anything about plus signs. So I'm going to start at negative 4, and when I add 18, I'm adding positive 18, so I move to the right. So negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Takes me to 14. So I'm dividing a positive by a positive, which is obviously a positive. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, negative 5 plus 9. Okay, so I have negative 2 by itself in the denominator. By the way, numerator is the top of the fraction, denominator is the bottom. And then between these two, negative 5 and 9, the operator is plus, and that's good. So if I start at negative 5, and when I add positive 9, because 9 is positive, I'm adding a positive, I go right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It takes me to 4. Okay, now positive and a negative makes a negative, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. All right, let's go do those.